Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, and this show is part of the larger Capitalize Your Best podcast network of shows. On Mondays, of course, we have This Is Gonna Hurt, which is about making a better you, that is personal growth. On Tuesdays, we have the Coach Training Partners podcast, which is about helping coaches create programs and grow their revenue. On Wednesday, we have the Capitalize Your Best program, which is about growing your business and your marketing. On Thursdays, we have a Capitalize coaching call within the Capitalize Your Best community. And on Fridays, we have You're Entitled to Your Opinion, which is a fun review show. So, friends, thank you so much for rejoining us again. I'm continuing to make changes to the studio. I've got this big giant train running, and I'm staying ahead of it, full steam ahead. But guys, thank you so much. We're improving the lighting. Going to make incremental steps that over the year we're going to get this show and make sure that the production of it is better and better. But thank you for joining us. We have a couple of things going on that I want to remind you of. We have launched the Capitalize Your Best community. This is a social media free community. It has a 7-day trial. It's $29 a month. And within it, you can post in your feed just like you would in social media. You can participate in talking about the 10 pillars of capital, which are the 10 areas in which you can grow that we go into extensive detail in the Capitalize Your Best Daily Reader. And we're going to talk about body capital today, which is, of course, growing your body. And then we also have daily videos, weekly coaching calls, monthly seminars, and you can participate in all of those things. We also have a book club on Wednesday nights around the Capitalize Your Best Daily Reader. There's a lot in there. The community is growing every single day. If you'd like a free trial, please reach out to me. I will make sure you get access. I'm sure after the 7 days, you're going to want to stay, and we'd love for you to be a part. And friends, also on Tuesday here in Fredericksburg on January 20th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we have a workshop. These are our third Tuesday workshops. And this one is on growing your body capital. How do we take what we have in our body, whether it be super fit or whether it be out of shape or whether it be somewhere in between, and how do you grow it? How do you navigate it? That workshop is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's at the Out of the Box co-working space. Please join us. It is $26. And we have that workshop the third Tuesday of every month. If you'd like a season pass, just let me know. A season pass will give you a big savings. Please join us. Reach out to us. I'd love for you to be there. But today, let's hop into our topic. And our topic is, how do you handle critics as you grow your body capital? How do you handle your critics as you grow your body capital? As you begin to take your personal health more seriously, and you begin to experience progress and results are visible, or your patterns and your rhythms change, people in your life are going to begin criticizing you. Now, they may not outwardly criticize you. They may offer passive questions or whatever the case may be. But the people who are not doing what you're going to do, what you're doing, are going to begin to give you problems. Now, when I started my personal growth journey, and what I mean by that is stepping outside just merely growth from the church and reading other personal growth writers and podcasts, there were so many conversations about how do you handle your critics. And I just thought, who has all these critics? I mean, I had critics as a pastor, but there weren't a bunch of people that were criticizing me about my personal growth. And then, you know what? All of a sudden, I started to gain critics. And I'll share some of the criticism I have received and I still presently receive as I work through my personal growth journey. But if you don't have the readiness to equip yourself to handle this criticism, it's going to hinder your growth or might even tempt you to stop. And we don't want that to happen. So what I've got for you are 3 strategies of how you can handle criticism as you grow your body capital. All right, number 1, here we go. Number 1 is I want you to remind yourself that as you're growing your body capital, as you are seeking to achieve your personal health goals, you have an audience of 1, and that is you. You're doing all this for an audience of 1. Now, before I hear the people claptrapping on me, let me listen to you. Yes, excuse me. I believe we do everything to the honor of God. Of course we do. And God is observing everything we're doing. But here's the thing. Your motivation to get up and continuing to exercise, or your motivation to eat differently, If you go, well, God's watching me, at some point in time, it's just going to turn to guilt, or you're just going to be able to dismiss it. You can't escape yourself. And you're going to have to personally own your goals, and your goals need to be specific. We've done whole podcasts on that. Wednesdays, Capitalize Your Best podcast is about creating affirmations and how they can affect your business. Please check that out. But as you make your goals, you have one audience, and that's you. You are going to achieve your goals. Yes, you want to honor God with that. And you do it in the midst of a community, but you have an audience of one. Here's why this is helpful. When a bunch of other people start criticizing you, when they start giving you criticism about how you're going about it, or if you're doing too much, they are not your audience. You are your audience. I cannot tell you how many people will come to me and they'll go, how long have you been running? And this is my 17th year of running. And I average anywhere between 1,500 to 2,200 miles a year. I usually fall in that 1,800 realm. I think last year was right at 1,800 for me. Now, people say, well, don't your knees hurt? And I'm like, no, I don't have any knee problems. What are you going to do when your knees start hurting? And I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'll keep running, or I'll switch to swimming. But here's the thing, my knees don't hurt. And then they go like, oh, I got a busted knee, whatever the case may be. They're already preparing for me to fail. What are you going to do when your knees start hurting? Like, they don't hurt. Or someone will say, you run too much. And I'm like, can you imagine if I went to someone, I was like, you don't exercise enough? Like, they are not my audience. I answer respectfully and kindly as much as I can. There have been times I've told them to just go on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I got to remind myself, I'm not doing this for them. My health goals are, one, I love being healthy and feeling healthy. Nothing is better than feeling good. And it's also part of my epilepsy journey and my running and all the things I do to counteract my meds. And I have goals and I want to get better every single year. These things are mine. They're not anyone else's. I'm sometimes reminded that part of my love of my body capital growth, which for me is primarily running, is because it's mine. I own it. It's one of the few things in the world that's just mine. So when you get that criticism, remind yourself, you're doing this for an audience of one, and that's you. Yes, you want to honor God. You want to honor whatever your faith-based practice is, and you need to do it in community if you live with people, but you're the only audience, just you. That means you're going to have to persevere when you start getting criticism. Number two, aside from being an audience of one, here's the big one. Criticism from people who are not doing what you're doing is invalid. Criticism from people who are not doing what you're doing is invalid. For example, when someone says to me, well, your knees are going to hurt. And I'm like, well, have you ever run 17 years, 1,500 miles a year? No. How do you know? You just have this in your notion that running causes knee problems. Some people it does. Some people it doesn't. Other people were like, Gordon, you need to eat a cheeseburger. You're getting too skinny. I'm like, again, you're not doing what I'm doing. Your criticism is invalid. I don't listen to it. People was like, well, how are you going to keep, I had someone come to me the other day, and the criticism there is like, how are you going to keep this up? And they're like, well, just because you've never sustained anything over a long period of time, don't worry about me keeping things up. I renew myself every single day. I mean, that's my answer. How do you do this every single day? Because I have determined this part of my day every single day. But people were like, well, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't do this forever. I'm like, how do you know? First of all, you've never done anything this long. Here's the thing is, there's an old cliche that no one doing more than you is ever going to criticize you. Or no one in your field, like people who are hiking like you hike, or lift like you lift, or run like you run, they're not going to get on you and be like, bro, you're doing too much. No, because they're in the fight themselves. People who don't do what you do, their criticism is invalid. If you have changed your eating patterns and you're eating healthfully and they're still eating like crap, and they're like, aren't you just tired of eating that way? Like, your criticism is invalid. Because I'm doing what I want to do for me. You do what you want to do. But just because honestly, what it is there's a projection of guilt. And what was the quote the other day? Every critic is actually a hidden admirer. They wish they could do what you do, but they don't. So they want to tear you down. Guys, remember, you've got to decide, not all contributions to what you're doing are valid. If you and I are on the same path and I trust you, your input's valid. If you're ahead of me, your input is valid. But if you're not doing what I'm doing, and you don't have any experience or any knowledge, you haven't read the books that I've read or listened to the podcasts I've read or done the work that you've done, their criticism is invalid. You're like, you haven't ever done it. You have no idea. Why do you think your opinion it's invalid? You just have to tell yourself, hey, thanks so much, and move on. And number three, here's one of the biggest ways to handle criticism as you grow your body capital. You have to change your surroundings in your community. You have to change your surroundings in the community. I know sometimes we can't. We live with people who are going to be critics, but you know what? Not all of our critics live with us. Not all of our critics are family. Sometimes they're friends and they're associates. And you know what? If people are not going to respect your growth of your body capital, if people are not going to respect your journey and they're just going to be critics, then change the audience, spend less time with them. And honestly, you're going to find that naturally happens, but sometimes you have to purposely happen. And when people are like, hey, let's go out and get drunk, or hey, let's go and eat this thing. And you might be like, hey, I can't, I got a 20 miler tomorrow. And people are like, well, you're no fun. Hey, and you wind up changing the audience, or you just spend less time with them. One case, whatever the case may be, but you're going to find you're going to want to be around people who are growth oriented and like-minded like yourself. And if you're getting criticisms all the time, you're just going to want to spend time less with them, and you don't have to feel guilty. Like, you've changed. I was like, I've changed for the better. I've gotten healthy and I'm growing on my health. And you got to remind yourself. So sometimes you just have to change your surroundings in your community. Friends, I hope this is helpful. I can give you a list of criticisms I've received. People are like, what are you going to do when you turn 70? Or your knees are going to be busted up when you turn 60. I'm like, well, you know what? I'll worry about that when I get there. But right now I'm healthy. Because here's the thing, guys. Modern science allows us to live a really long time miserably. And so they might make 65 or 70 and be out of shape and have a miserable life. I want to be 65 and 70 and be healthy. And so we just can't worry about the criticisms from folks who aren't giving it the real try like you are. So guys, here are 3 ways to handle criticism as you grow your body capital. Number 1, you got to remind yourself, you're doing this for an audience of 1. You're doing this for yourself. You're not doing it for the other people. You're doing it for you. You are your audience. Number 2, criticism from people who are not doing what you're doing is invalid. It's invalid. They do not understand. They don't know what you're doing. It's invalid. And number 3, sometimes you just have to change your community and your surroundings. If they're going to continue to criticize you and they don't respect the path you're on, you're just going to wind up spending less time with them anyway. And sometimes you just have to make a hard break. So friends, I hope this is encouragement. You're going to experience this as you go on a health journey. You're going to get some admiration and you're going to get some criticism. And I hope this is good feedback for you. If I can be an encouragement to you in any way, there's 2 ways in which you can find that community. One, you can come to the workshop on January 20th here in Fredericksburg, the Growing Your Body Capital workshop on the 20th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Reach out to me for registration. Or you can join a community of like-minded, growth-oriented people like yourself at the Capitalize Your Best community. It's an online community. I've got a 7-day free trial for you. So friends, I'm going to do my best this year to give you as many resources as possible. Find me on all the socials. We're going to put encouragement there if you're not part of the community, but I'd love you to join us for 7 days and see if you like it, and hang in there as you grow your body capital. Don't let the critics get to you. You're doing a great job, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.